Good morning. Excuse me. Let's see if we have anybody come in this morning. How are you? How are you? Oop, I don't think I have the right settings on there. Let's see. Let's see. Happy Saturday. Um, Visibility. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. How are you? We made it to the first weekend of the new year. How's your week? How's it going? Um, I don't know how to change that. But anyway, good morning. It is a rainy Saturday morning here in the Sunshine State. I think there's bad weather moving across the country. Good morning, Kiki. How are you? Happy Saturday to you. I am trying to wake up, but it is a very rainy morning here. So I really do feel like just crawling back in bed. But it's a big day around here. We got things to do, places to go, award shows to prepare for. I'm good. Sleepy. Drag myself out of bed for a hair appointment. Oh, nice. Go get your hair did. That's always enjoyable. At least the finished product, right? You might not feel like getting up and going, but once it's all done, it's good. It's good. Well, how was your first week of 2024? I cannot believe the holidays have come and gone. Yeah, if you could see my head, you get up and go. I was talking to somebody else about, their our hair. We first of all, we're our own worst critics, right? But women are very particular about our hair, and we want a certain look, even if it's the opposite of what we just said we wanted. We want it we want it curly, then we want it straight. We want it long, then we want it short. We want it braided, then we want it curled. Lots of options. So get up and go, Kiki, get up and go. And how's the weather there? Is it cold? Are you guys expecting snow? I know my week was great, very productive. Hopefully, I can keep it that way throughout the year. Um, my week, how was my week? My week was I don't want to say it was not productive. It was productive. I hadn't been feeling well over the holiday. I had all this time off from work. I was super excited about that and was just planning on continuing doing all kinds of fun Christmassy things. But the flu bug said no, ma'am. So this was the first, week back to work, and it was hard not to crawl back into bed and have some mid morning naps, some mid afternoon naps, but I made it through. I made it through. And I kind of am still not in holiday mode, but still in the preparing for what is coming for 2024. All good. It's going to be all right. I'm going to keep having my tea, nursing myself along here, but Yeah, definitely not back to the full swing of things. I do generally like to wait until I call it the Epiphany, Three Kings Day. However, oh no, hope you feel all the way better soon. Thank you. Yes, me too. Me too. It's so, it's so frustrating because we all have all this stuff to do, right? And all these things that we want to do, and especially with our content creating lives, you set these goals for yourself and you wanna accomplish things, but sometimes your body is like, no. So that I'm not back in that situation again, I'm gonna try and listen and not go so hard, so fast, maybe. I don't know. That's complete opposite of what we normally say, right? We want to go, we want to get it. Let's do it. Let's get it done. But in the long run, we want it to be beneficial. It is pour. I'm sitting out on my porch, and it is. I don't want to say pouring, but it's raining pretty hard. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, but yeah, I normally like to sit out here, especially on Saturday mornings when I do these chats. But I'm not one who normally sit and watches the rain. Do you find that relaxing? Like I was just saying, I want to go. So now I'm feeling like, yeah, I do that too. As soon as I feel a little bit better, I'm up and out. And that will definitely, yes, it does delay it. It does delay it. I mean, you get to the point where you're kind of like, I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of sitting in this house. I'm tired of laying around. I'm gonna get up and go, but maybe you're not exactly ready to get up and go. So even though I don't like the rain might be my friend today in causing me to just, not rush out the door and kind of ease back into things. But anyway, I am looking forward to 2024. I have um, a few cruises on the books, so that's always super exciting. And I'm in a cold area. I know it would be 100 times worse if I were in Florida. Yes. Yes. Well, like I said, normally if it's sunny out, you feel like I got to get out there. I don't care if I'm just going to the. We don't really have corner stores, but you know what I mean. Just going to the Target down the road. I got to get out and see stuff and do stuff. And I did want to record something today, but it's not even. It wouldn't even be worth it in this weather. So yeah, I'm gonna let the rain work to my advantage and just be a little slower pace today. Yes, if you were in Florida, you would be ready to go, go, go. Now I know you guys were talking about it on your Sunday shenanigans, and that you're eventually wanting to move further south. Is that for weather reasons, or is that for family and friends, proximity to cruise ports, like all of the above? Um, yeah, so I do want to start. I have to start seriously thinking about my 2024 cruises, weather and proximity to cruise ports. I'm not mad at that. It's funny. Port Canaveral is my closest cruise port, but it is funny when you're ready to go, when you're ready to book a cruise, even though Miami is or a good 4, maybe longer drive away, 4 hour drive away. You're like, oh, that's right, that's fine, that's close, I can do it. You're headed to Alaska this year, right? Yes, yes, I'm going to Alaska in June, and I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that, and the funny one, well, not funny, but over Christmas while I've been sick and catching up on all the Vlogmas videos and YouTube videos, I have been watching a lot of Alaska channels. Now, of course, these channels are not about like cruising to Alaska. They're about life in Alaska and how people get around and just do day to day things. And let me just say, that is a hardy group of people. People who want to move there to, I don't know if you still technically call it homesteading, but sort of kind of have that slower pace of life and off the grid, build a cabin in a more remote area, hunt and fish as their main source of you know of subs of living. Yeah, that's intense. I think it's interesting that they say it's a slower pace. It's like a cleaner way of living, but I think looks so harsh. That's all I want with this move, to be a reasonable drive away from a cruise port. We're an 18 to 21 hour drive away from the closest port right now, right? And you don't often make that drive when you're cruising, right? You go ahead and book a flight just because of that distance, right? Which I know adds to the cost of things and the scheduling of things. It's not easy trying to manage all of that and your time off. The cruises are normally pretty reasonable, right? And it's a good value. But when you add all of the travel in, it adds. Never. I don't have the patience for that for the drive. I have made the drive several times, in my life from Florida to Pennsylvania to Philadelphia, where I'm from originally, and I didn't mind it as a kid. I didn't mind it. I don't mind it now, but the weather is the big factor. So if you could go in a straight shot, or even if you stay overnight, at a halfway point, that's okay. But running into the snow or ice or something that's gonna delay your travel, that I don't like that. And so it'd be the same if you're stuck in the airport because of those weather delays or anything like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be stuck. I want to get there. So same thing. You don't want to feel like you're in the car forever and a day, trying to get there. And definitely when you on your way back, you're too tired. I don't mind the drive on its own as much. We've driven down to Atlanta and Mississippi, and those are really long drives for us. Yeah, but you have to do that and then get on the ship, then get off the ship and have to do it again. That's the part. That's the part. You don't want to drive back after of course, you've gone and you've had big fun on the cruise ship, and you're tired. You don't want to get off the cruise ship, first of all. That's the saddest day. Embarkation day is the happiest. Disembarkation is the saddest, and you don't want to go anyway, let alone have to face a big drive. Um, I don't blame you at all for that. In fact, when we went on the Meet and I cruise in June, I ended up flying to Miami for that reason, because I thought I am going to be so tired after this cruise and all the stuff that we did. And I did not want to drive back by myself. So I decided to fly. that was also before the Brightline was connected at Orlando, so I didn't really have that option. I might do that sometime too, just so you can. It's still travel, but let somebody else do the driving, like cruise ship extended. Let the captain worry about navigating those waters. I'm just here for the ride. I don't have to drive. I don't have to think. I don't have to watch for traffic. I want to sit back and just get there. So yeah, so I get that. So yeah, anyway, I've been watching all of these channels, all these Alaska channels, just more of and trying to learn more about Alaska. The older I get, the more I don't mind paying for those small conveniences. Agreed. Agreed. Yes. I totally agree with that. You start thinking like, oh, that's not bad. That's worth it. That is worth it. I agree. I agree. If you can somehow squeeze a little bit more out of the budget to make it work, I say go for it. Hey Carmen, good morning. How are you? Heading on to work this morning. Okay, have a good day. Don't work too hard. I don't know what you do, but hopefully it's something indoors and nice and warm and dry. I was just saying how it is a very rainy morning here in Florida, and it's not cold. I can't complain about the temperature. I think it's about, oh, the computer says it's 68 degrees right now. I think it's going to go up to 70 something. But it is very, very rainy and gray. So yes, have a good day. Don't work too hard if you can help it. So I was saying I've been watching all these Alaska channels because I mean, when I think about going on this Alaska cruise, yes, I want to see the snow-capped mountains and I want to see, the glaciers. I want to see some wildlife, but within reason, on a very well cultivated excursion. I don't know how people just if you're born and raised there, of course that's a total different situation. That's what you know all about it. You know what to do. You know how to watch for bears, how to all of that. But for somebody who's grown up in the lower 48, as they say, normal conveniences of you have to live in a big city, but normal everyday conveniences. I don't know how you pick up and move to those conditions. I'm totally fascinated by it. So I do want to do the well planned, well cultivated excursions when I'm there, but I do hope that I have a chance to talk to like some everyday Alaskans and how they go about their day to day because it's fascinating. One of the channels that I've been following is called This Alaskan Life, and it's a family, a mom and dad and four sons. They're like I want to say like 12 down to maybe 5 or 6 is the youngest. And the one of the things that the mom does is she regularly shops at Costco for their groceries, and so she takes us on the Costco runs, the hauls, and shows us what she's buying and how much things cost. And I know obviously that Alaska is a long distance away, excuse me, and I assumed that things would be more expensive, kind of like, excuse me, just West Coast prices. But I never thought about how everything is imported basically. I mean, even if it's coming from the US to another state in the US, it's such a far ways away that it adds to the cost of everything. So, like a gallon of milk, okay, that's probably a bad example because I don't really know how much a gallon of milk is these days. I haven't bought a gallon of milk in a long time, but she buys got milk at Costco's, like that they do a double pack of milk, and it's like almost $10. Excuse me. So, and that's a savings from Costco. Like, wow, bananas, which we can get for like, I don't know how much are bananas. I think I saw bananas at Aldi for like 54 cents a pound. They're like $2.99 in Alaska. I was like, oh, okay. Um, Trying to think of some of the other things that were just so much more. Fruits and berries. So, like a container of raspberries or strawberries or blueberries that we would get for, what, maybe in the $3 range, they're almost eight. So the cost of everything is just so much more. And I assume that that means that the wages are so much more. But if you are going in sort of living this, I don't know what to call it, lower stress life, or off the grid life, how do you afford to buy basic necessities like that? Yes. Hey, controversial cruising, how are you, Scott? Thanks for coming in. 2.99 for bananas. Yes. So 2.99 for bananas. I don't know how much how much is cereal then? Like, do you put bananas and cornflakes? Well, you wouldn't. Those are like precious. Scott, you've been to Alaska. I think you've cruised a couple of times. Did you have a chance to like see how everyday Alaskans live? We're talking about how I do have a cruise coming up in June to Alaska, and I'm excited about it. But I've also been watching all of these Alaska channels, and I'm so fascinated yet surprised by how differently they live, how expensive everything is, and we haven't even talked about the weather yet. How expensive everything is because it's basically has to be transported such a far distance that it adds to the cost. And so yeah, watching this family shop and stock up on things. Another reason that this family shops at Costco as their regular grocery store. Yeah, they do run into whatever the local grocery store is for other things, but they talk about how because the weather is, always extreme and sort of unpredictable, they have to keep a stockpile. Um, of food, just in case the roads are too bad to get out on, in case they can't drive to the store, in case they can't, they're snowed in for days slash weeks on end, with the roads being impassable. Now, my only reference to that in Florida is a hurricane prep. Yeah, we expect that we're going to lose power and that you're not going to be able to go out. Obviously, for as long as the storm is passing, the bigger the storm and the slower moving the storm, the longer you're in the house. You're indoors because it's not safe to be out and about. And then afterwards, with all of the power outages and the road flooding and stuff, but our tolerance for that is probably about 2 days. By day three, people are out They are trying to get on the roads, or they're trying to get to the stores, or they're trying to go to restaurants to get something to eat. I can't imagine being literally snowed in for weeks. Schools closed, roads not plowed enough for you to drive, or um, if you are able to dig out and to drive somewhere, um, you have to worry about keeping the battery warm and the car functioning so that you can get back home. Anyway, to me that is all fascinating. Not at all what I started looking at the channels for. I wanted to see the scenery, the Alaska scenery, and kind of try to help me figure out what excursions I would be interested in taking. I have found a couple of videos about Alaska cruises, but I have to say the everyday life of these folks is way more fascinating to me right now. I'll figure out the cruise stuff and figure out how to stay on the ship if the weather is crazy in June. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Could you guys do that? Do you have an interest in doing that? Do you feel like you live sort of that way now because you live in cold weather, snowy climates? What do you think? Could you live in Alaska? Good morning, Ross. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Happy Saturday to you. We survived the first week of 2024. That's exciting. It's very dark and rainy here right now, which is unusual for this time of day. But I was saying earlier, I'm still like nursing myself along. So I'm sitting here with some tea and just trying to take it easy instead of rushing out and about. Controversial saying hi to Team Reese Travels. Oh yes, I remember going to Alaska and seeing how high the prices were. Wow. Yes, just on everyday stuff. I mean, I knew it's expensive, and obviously the excursions are expensive, but I guess I kind of thought about it like as more of not a lot of opportunities to do that. So, the supply and demand kind of thing, but not because of the extra cost of all of the products and things that you need to have those businesses run, let alone supply you with a memorable excursion. Another thing that surprised me in Skagway, all or most of the workers were seasonal and lived there for the season and went home during the winter. That is surprising. That is surprising. Now, was winter somewhere else in Alaska, or did they travel back and forth from far away? I live in Chicago. I spent summers in Point Barrow, Alaska, with my aunt. It's America's northernmost town in the Arctic Circle. I saw one of those videos about how extreme the cold gets there. That's amazing. Well, I mean, I know it doesn't get crazy hot in the summer, but what are summers like there? How warm does it get? Yes, I was totally fascinated slash uh, mind blown by the how harsh the conditions are weather-wise, access to things. Um, and I know it's pretty built up in Barrow, like they have facilities, but wow, Wow. T. Reese saying good morning. We're all saying hi to T. Reese Travels, which of course piqued my interest. I'm like, I could live in Skagway for a season. Could you? What would you do there for a season? Excuse me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how rainy it is there. That's another one of the channels that I've been watching. Maybe you guys are familiar with it too. I think the girl's name is Selena Allsworth. She talks about how she lives in a remote village, and it's basically her family's home. Her grandparents or great grandparents went and homesteaded there, um, as an agricultural homestead, and then the family slowly built a resort and lodge that people come seasonally. So they have a whole staff that comes up um, for the season, and they house them and feed them and all of that. And then I guess they go back. I don't know if they go back to other places in Alaska or the lower 48, as they say, to for the rest of the year. But then they just make the trek back. In this particular town or village, it's only accessible by airplane, um, maybe boat too, but I think just airplane. You can't drive in and out of the town. So everything that they get literally has to be brought in by airplane. So if they go to Anchorage for the day or for an appointment or whatever, they excuse me, they pick up stuff at Costco, at Target, at Walmart, whatever, and then they have this system of air taxis where they have to ship it back to themselves, to their village to get. The girls at the Klondike bar all were from New England area. Okay, well that seems like the most comparable as far as being able to handle the extreme weather. Um, I mean I know it gets probably gets even colder and more snow than New England, but excuse me, at least it's a baseline. You're not totally in the dark about it. Point Barrow summer highs of 35 degrees. Oh my word. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I couldn't do it. Wow. What an interesting summer vacation. Interesting fact. If you're considered an Alaskan resident, live there 6 months or more per year, you get a check of around 3,500 for oil and drilling dividends. I did see something about that. But is that now? I didn't understand about the residents part of it. So you just have to be an Alaskan resident, not a native Alaskan or um, from any of the native villages or anything like that. It's all just the requirement is to live in Alaska for 6 months or more per year. I'm just saying, I don't know. They should be thankful for the access to the drilling dividends, but yeah, they deserve it. That's that is a harsh life. Resident, every man, woman, and child. Oh my goodness! Wow. So a family like a family of four, whatever, a couple of kids, they could do well off of the dividends. Then, huh? I don't know. I mean, hopefully that really is helpful money and goes a long way to offsetting some costs or allowing people to be able to do things. Um, but yeah, back to the expenses. Everything is so expensive. I hope it helps people. I hope it makes a difference and at least makes that aspect. of Alaska more livable. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody who I've seen on their videos all seem to love it, and they are happy, and they're thriving, and they're loving where they live. But it used to be around 10K, but the drilling activity has tapered off in the 2000s. Wow. Well, yeah. So I guess it's not like you don't go there for that, but if you're receiving that, it's still something that you look forward to and want to receive every year. Huh. Very, very interesting. Now, did you ever, you went for summers, did you ever think about going and living there, to being a resident yourself? Anybody else still nursing along like their Christmas cookies, holiday flavored thing? I mean, I'm sitting here with just some regular Earl Grey tea, but I have these like gingerbread men things. You're supposed to put it on the side of the mug. I think it's mainly for like hot chocolate or something. But anyway, it's tasty. It's something. Yeah. So anyway, so I've really been enjoying watching all of these channels and just seeing how they live, seeing the cost of things, seeing the amount of effort and work it takes have um, to have things. And I mean, I don't even mean extravagant things, just like normal um, everyday things. I also was watching a channel where it's a young couple. I would say they're like late late 20s, early 30s, and they've left Colorado to move to Alaska to build a. They keep calling it a cabin, so I'm assuming it's going to be pretty not a huge house. Um, they've cleared this land. They're making all the preparations to live there full time, and then they just had a baby. So the struggle, to me, it looked like a struggle. To them, they seemed like they were very happy, very resilient to do this. But the struggle to bring the baby home from the hospital was a lot. Like, first of all, they had to go to, I want to say it was Anchorage, which was the biggest near big city. It might have been Fairbanks, but anyway, not the point. They had to be there 2 weeks before the due date just to allow enough time for transportation in case there were any complications in getting to the hospital. And then they stayed for, I want to say, after she was released from the hospital, another 3 or 4 days, but that was mainly because of weather. And then once they headed home, they could only drive their truck, so far, and then they had to switch to a snow machine. I keep wanting to say snowmobile, but apparently that's not right. A snow machine to drive them the rest of the way in with the newborn, bundled up in a little snowsuit and stuff. But then on top of that, their own blankets and coverings to try and keep warm until they got there. They made it fine. They seemed happily settled in, but I just can't imagine. Um, Winter, oh heck, to that now. Temps wind chill -20 included the wind chill -40 to -80. Yeah, yeah. That's what you mean about giving any consideration to actually living there year round. Yeah. Like I said, that's a hardy bunch. I don't know how you do that. I suppose in some sense they get used to it, or they know what to do, um, and how to prevent frostbite or anything like that. But I just can't imagine it being 40 degrees outside and have to function. So happy there's a Saturday morning live with my schedule changing, working 7 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. These are going to be when I can watch the most and get to wake up and check my mood on a Saturday morning. Woohoo! Thanks so much, Scott. Yeah, I'm just trying to, find other ways to get out, to do a live and to meet people and talk to people and talk about the channel, talk about all things cruising, which we love to do. And right now, I'm just going on and on about Alaska. There was a point. I am very excited about that cruise, but I feel like I'm excited to hopefully see some things in a whole other way that I hadn't even considered when I said yes, I wanted to go on this cruise. I really was just thinking about the scenery and the nature. I did not have a real understanding of what it's like there. And I obviously that the cruise season is so short because of the weather, and you only can travel there. Obviously, you can't. They can't put us on a cruise ship and negative 40 degrees. But yeah, that logically, that, and it's all related to the weather and that. But to see people really living and how they're living, it's just eye opening. Really eye opening. Hit the like button, y'all. Yes, thank you. Give me a thumbs up. Most of Point Barrow is an Inuit village. Very interesting. And so there's all kinds of different hunting, I don't know, I want allowances or restrictions, I guess is the word. I saw somebody having, I think it was whale for breakfast. It actually was one of these guys who I don't know the name of the channel, but one of these guys who kind of travels around and sort of wants to do extreme things, and of course they couldn't believe that it was going to be negative 60 degrees and that they could that they wouldn't be able to handle it. Like, oh, that's not cold, I can do it, it can't be that bad, kind of thing. And they went and they made arrangements. I think they stayed in like an Airbnb, but of course they started talking to people and they met a local there and kind of spent some time with him at his house, and it just kind of a day in life kind of thing. And it was starting off with them having breakfast, and of course, the guys from the lower 48 were like, yeah, let's get some bacon, let's get some pancakes, let's get some some eggs, something like that. And the guy's like, oh, I'm gonna have whale. It's like, excuse me. So he pulls out his, I mean, I don't even know what to call it. You can't call it like a fillet, but it was a slab of whale. I don't know what you call it. And he just kind of sliced it or made chunks and ate it. And the guys were looking at him like, yeah, I know we said we were going to try it and we're down for anything, but. And so they finally convinced themselves that, this was a once in a lifetime kind of thing, and that they were there and they needed to try it. And they did. And they were kind of like, oh, interesting. But can I get some bacon? Can I get a pancake? No. So yeah, different food for sure. Out of necessity, but also out of convenience. So Ross is saying most of Point Oh, no, no limits. So no limits on the fishing and gaming and that kind of thing. So whale, seal, caribou, fish, and canned products. Worst food ever. Fermented salmon eggs. I mean, would that be considered caviar? I mean, I have had caviar a couple of times. I don't care for it. It's so salty, but you know, maybe my palate is not that sophisticated. Maybe that's what it is, Ross. We're not that sophisticated that you can enjoy some fermented salmon eggs, um, whale seal, caribou, fish, and canned products. Okay, and caribou and is reindeer, right? Um, yeah, that's a lot. So even the hunting of that and the preparing of that and storing of that um, is so much. I know we're spoiled, and I realize that as a kid, we basically learned that food comes from the grocery store. I know that there's a whole world of farming that we are super appreciative of, and of course dependent on for our food to get to be grown, to be raised, to be packaged and sold in the grocery store. But the amount of um, work and effort for an everyday family to have food and hunt for food, store food, that's amazing. Amazing. However, I ate good. I owned the town per se, had a hotel and restaurant called Pepe's North of the Border Mexican food. Oh, nice. Nice. So yeah, so that's what you know exactly what I'm talking about with as far as the fascination about the prices then. Like so for her to get ingredients for the restaurant, how much did she have to charge for tacos? You know what I mean? Like how much was salsa or all the ingredients that you need to make the to prepare those dishes. Did she have a garden? Did she grow her own peppers? Like, how do you do that? Uh, yeah. Well, that's cool. That explains why you were there for seasonal, right? So you went, you did the season. Some worked at the hotel, probably in restaurant for the summer. My aunt is 102 and she still goes up there every summer. She winters in Las Vegas. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's hardy. Good stock. She can handle it even at 102. Amazing. Amazing. I think what before when I was talking to you, Scott, about Alaska, and I was talking about like making sure I had warm clothes and stuff. Even though it's June, I still am a little bit concerned about having the right things to layer. I know I can layer up, but like now this like short, I can't layer short sleeves. I gotta have some long, warm layers too. So yeah, I'm a little concerned about the packing, and I'll probably be talking about that even more and getting a warm jacket or rain jacket and boots because I just do not have that kind of stuff anymore. But if Ross's aunt at 102 can go up there and brave the elements, I should be able to pull it together. I know it's in the summer, but you said the high was what, 35? That's cold. In the summer, that's cold. Fascinating. So on what you went to Point Barrow, which is extreme, the northernmost point. She had 6 large greenhouses and grew her own produce, made fresh tortillas, and would buy meat by the truckload for the season. Peak season was midwinter. Tons of Japanese honeymooners. Oh, that's so fascinating. Yeah, I bet by the truckload, and then just store it, freeze it. Wow. 6 large greenhouses. Wow. Fascinating, Ross. Thanks for sharing that. That's amazing. I think um, I will definitely have to. It, not that there's much that there's that much time, when we're in port from the cruises to sort of venture out far out of the way places. I'm sure people want to go on hikes and can if they're able to, um, but I don't see myself being that adventurous. I'm not going off the beaten path. I'm gonna be in the tourist area. I'm gonna be on the, like I said, well cultivated excursion. I think the chances of getting into a difficult situation there, even in the summer, are very high. So, no. The Japanese believe that conceiving a child under the northern lights will make the child be gifted. Well, who's to say, right? Who's to say? Again, back to this family, this Alaskan Life that I was watching. They're outside of Anchorage, and they had a blog on where they kind of just happened. I don't know how often or how common it is to see the Northern Lights from sort of a urban setting. I always kind of had the feeling that you had to kind of go out farther where it's just clear and dark. But they were able to see it and record it one night from basically their backyard, and they were super excited and oohing and ahhing, and it was just nice that they don't take it for granted. It's something that we all want to go and see if we can. But they were just as excited, and obviously think it's something special. So yeah, so I'm not surprised that the Japanese would think that, or anybody else would think it would be like, have extra powers or extra gifts come from the Northern Lights. And who's to say? Who's to say? Coastal Alaska is tame compared to interior Alaska. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, but I don't think I'm equipped. Others may go and be fine. Excuse me, but I think I better recognize my limits now. Yes, but no, interior Alaska, the cold, the temps, the snow, the wildlife. Whew. Coastal Alaska is the most populated area of the whole state. Okay. For that reasons, because it's less harsh for access to fishing, access to boats and planes and things to come in to bring resources. Hey, Marjorie, how are you? Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Good luck at the Meet and Eye Awards tonight. Oh, thank you so much, Marjorie. I appreciate it. Yes, that is going to be, like I said, I started off by saying it's going to be a full day. I'm trying to wait for this rain to move on out and clear out so I can get out and about and do stuff, although I probably shouldn't push it too much. I'm still nursing my teeth, still trying to get myself back to tip top shape, but it is going to be a long day tonight, starting at 6:30, which is the pre-show. Um, the Meet and Eye Awards are happening tonight. The full show starts at 7, and so all of the um, categories, I guess, will all the winners will be announced at starting at 7. And from what Meet and I have advertised, you don't want to miss it. You want to like be there from the very beginning so you don't miss anything. So if you can, please, please, please tune in and watch, share it out, tell everybody about it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of channels that you haven't met yet, haven't seen. Like I'm going on about all the Alaska channels. I don't know that we have any Alaska channels, excuse me, but it's a big YouTube world, and there are plenty of people to meet, and you might just find a new buddy or two that you want to keep up with, and definitely subscribe and support their channel. So thank you very much, Marjorie. I'm definitely I'm so appreciative of all the support, and I'm thankful to be in the mix. But there's some stiff competition, so I am going to be ready for the show, and whatever happens, happens. Most of coastal Alaska is rainforest, so I definitely need some rain gear, huh? I need a nice rain jacket and with a hood, right? Because I don't know what the conditions are like in June, but I think we can expect rain. Um, Marjorie saying hi to controversial cruising. Good morning. Wait, I have an Alaska series coming out later this year. You do? What's your series about? Just Alaska in general? Alaska cruises? What? Much more than a raincoat. Oh, I need much more than a raincoat. Ross, I'm already worried about it. Don't worry. I have more than a raincoat, but I'm just saying need that as well. Again, one of these channels was talking about just kind of, as they were getting out and about and doing their everyday things, they can, they definitely know the tourists or the people who are new to Alaska because they're all walking around with umbrellas and, trying to like, stay dry, and where the residents all have on their, hooded slickers, rain jackets, whatever you want to call them, and they just trudge on out. That and their boots, and they just keep on going. Um, Titled "A Jew Goes to Alaska, Eat and Sleep, Schlep Cruise." Okay, well, you have definitely piqued my interest, Ross. You've already shared so much, so I will definitely be looking for that and watching. I'll be soaking it all up, all of the Alaska. I'm all about Alaska right now. I I know I'm gonna go and have a great time. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna take tons of pictures and make videos and all of that. But I have no delusions that I could live there. I'm gonna go and enjoy all of the beautiful sights, all of the scenery, all of the experiences, but I will need to come back home to the normal sunshine. Even though it's raining, it's 68 degrees, so I can't complain about that. Marjorie, you, Elisa, you should cater the food for the Me and I Awards event tonight. Well, that would have been interesting, Marjorie. You know how I end up normally doing on cooking something on Monday nights. I definitely had not thought about it for tonight. I think it's going to be like a order in Chinese food kind of night and be prepared. So hopefully they have already thought about the food and not counting on me tonight for cooking. But thanks, Marjorie. I will, excuse me, definitely get back to my well, I mean, I did my Monday night this past Monday, and I'll be figuring out what I'll be cooking next on any random given Monday night. um, Process, so clothing wise, layers, moisture wicking base layers. Best base material is merino wool. Okay, yeah. So I was planning on getting those kind of basic uh, undergarments that you can layer that way. I have a couple of like turtlenecks, a couple sweaters, sweatshirts that you can kind of build up or peel off if it warms. I guess the temperature can vary throughout the day, as people have been saying as they were out and about and doing their excursions and stuff. So yes, thank you for that. I understand that the layers are the way to go. And I did grow up in Pennsylvania, so I do know a little bit about that, but it's been a long time since I had to purchase winter clothing and to think about um, layering up that way. Not at all comparing the winters of Pennsylvania to Alaska or even to Alaska summers where it's 35 degrees. So yeah, so I need to get a few things so that I am able to layer and it's not, just t-shirts. Yeah, that would not help me. I don't think my base layer should be shorts. My notifications. Oh, I missed that. Oh, she retracted. Hello, Etta. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Speaking of getting ready for the Meet and I Awards, Marjorie was just saying, talking about the awards tonight. Yeah, so I have some time, but we'll get ready. We thank everybody in advance for voting and watching. We're just gonna look forward to having a good time with all of the fellow nominees tonight. Layer base moisture wicking layer. Oh, layer one base moisture wicking layer. Layer two shirt and pants, no jeans. Layer three warmth layer. Layer four waterproof shell important. Moisture wicking socks, gloves, and hats, and waterproof hiking shoes. Aren't you just a bundle of knowledge this morning? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. So, like I said, I have some shopping to do. I have some shopping to do. Yeah, twist my arm, make me shop. Marjorie saying good morning to Evolving with Etta. Sounds like Alaska talk. Yes, ma'am. It is definitely Alaska talk. I was talking about how I have been nursing this flu bug for feels like a really long time now. So as I was um, trying to recover over this holiday time, I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of new channels that I hadn't seen or heard of before, including some Alaska channels, all in preparation for learning more about Alaska before I go on Alaska cruise in June. And as I was talking about that, we have folks in the chat who are very, very knowledgeable about Alaska and have spent summers in Point Barrow, Alaska, where the high in the summer, Ed, are you ready? 35 degrees. So yes, I am soaking up all the knowledge, all the info I can get here so that I can start preparing for that. And Ross is saying, Orange Cone Blog is saying that he is going to have a series coming out later in the year all about Alaska. So we can learn even more by watching him and seeing all that he has to tell us. Always bring extra socks. Wet feet will make you cold. Best place your gear in our guess what REI Outfitters. Okay, thank you. I mean, are the warm packs too much? Because I'm thinking about those too. So yeah, and as I was saying, as I've been watching these channels, I wasn't even trying to watch like the extreme. I wasn't looking for like extreme Alaska life or anything. I was just watching channels where normal, everyday people going about their lives, and I really have um, fallen in love with a family, this Alaskan life, and how they the mom, they have four boys. I think aged range from like 5 to 12, 13, something like that. So anyway, growing boys, and her normal weekly shopping is Costco, and how expensive everything is, even at Costco, because of how far everything has to be shipped and transported, and how it adds to the cost so much. And I was definitely surprised by that. Slash, like, what? Like, one of the examples I gave was like $2.99 for a pound of bananas. Like, that's like 50 cents at the grocery store. So you can just imagine how much all the costs build um, on each other. So I'm definitely fascinated not only by the weather and the wildlife, but now just about how people live on their normal everyday life there. If you buy walking sticks, oh gosh, oh no, ma'am. Make sure you get the flat bottom feet, which is approved by the National Park Service. Get the flat bottom feet. Is that the insert? I'm not sure what the flat bottom feet is, Ross. The Columbia all-in-one three-layer jacket, probably the best to invest in for Alaska. Okay, Amazon or direct from Columbia Company. Okay, thanks, Scott. I'll look for that. If you dress as I suggested, you won't need the warming packs. The key to staying warm is staying dry. Okay, got it. Got it. Definitely started picking up the socks already because again, I live in Florida, guys. If we wear socks, it's the very thin, very low socks you just throw on so you can wear your sneakers. Not heavy wool or anything concerning um, dry wicking. Etta saying good morning to everybody. My notifications are definitely on for your Alaska series. Nice, Orange Cones Vlogs Alaska series. Yes, that's great, Marjorie. We're gonna learn a lot. Scott saying good morning to Etta. Scott saying hey to Marjorie. Morning, Scott, Etta, and Marjorie. Flat bottom feet on the walking stick. Oh, okay. Yeah. I already said I'm not a walking stick. What do I need a walking stick for? I'm staying on the path, the flat path. Um, and it says Howard is fascinated with Alaska shows on TV. Those people, the ones with people living off the land. Yes, yes. I, I was saying like that's a different that's a different breed of people. Very hardy, very hardworking, very I don't know. They can just do so much in such extremes. I'm not. I'm definitely a city girl. It would not make it. I have no delusions about that. I'm gonna go and enjoy and be wowed and amazed by the nature and the beauty and all that. But I'm also like a little bit like, whoa, this is intense. Um, Socks must get merino wool. It wicks moisture and keeps your feet warm or cool. Okay, Ross, are you screaming his name? Are you telling me to go to Ross? What are you saying here, Scott? Hello, good evening. Hello, Danielle. How are you? You still cough. I still have a little bit of a cough. It is lingering, but it is much better. I am nursing myself along. What month? For the peak salmon run. I'm going in June. I'm going in June. So I'm not sure what the weather will be like then. It's still rainy, I think. Scott! Good. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, Dengetti. Thank you. Um, I just want the crab legs. Yeah. I think when Raquel was going Image Family Adventures, she was debating on what excursion to do because she really wanted to do one of those crab feasts or something else. I don't remember. I feel like she did a little bit of everything, but I don't remember which one she picked. I'll have to go back and look and see. I think she did do the crab. I did do a crab um, feast, crab leg feast. Yeah, I want that too. I want that too, and I want a taste of Alaska, and I want to talk to real people and how they live. But I'm not gonna stray from the course of the excursion or try to think that I could do that. I could hike that trail. I could. Nope, I know my limits. They're getting saying hello to everyone. Oh, I don't know. When the coffee hits, I put emphasis on things, but I was softly screaming. Hey, Ross. Okay. Thanks for the tip. um, Kiki, good morning, sweetheart. How are you? Scott says, I'll take the crab in my sushi. Oh, no crab legs for you? You're not interested in cracking them open? It's work, but it's rewarding work. Oh, don't go to Tracy's Crab Shack. Find other places. They are extremely overpriced for quality product. Oh, okay. Tracy's Crab Shack. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Um, Kiki says she's good. Good morning, Etta. How are you? She's good as well. In Juneau, we have a private whale watching excursion on my friend's crab boat with a crab feast on board. With your friend's crab boat, well, you just have all these inside local connections, Ross. Keep the information coming so we know what to do, who to connect with here, because we don't know. We don't know. Having never been, I have no idea. Um, I'll take it there too, but I need it in that butter. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm not knocking the sushi. I love it in sushi as well. But I need some king crab in my life. My friend owns 16 crab boats in Alaska. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And they just go like smaller boats where they take people out, or like what's the big show? They do crab fishing like that. The big, why can't I think of the name of the show? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Um, why can't I think of the name of the show where they go out and gather all the crab? Anyway, yeah, I don't know, crabs and lobster. I can't do. Oh, but fillets or chowders, I'm all in. I do like season. Grew up catching blue claw crabs in Long Island, just never ate them. Okay. Long Island, Alaska. Just saying. Just saying. That's a lot of boats. Agreed. No actual crab boats on Deadliest Catch. Yes, that's the show. I meant seafood, not season. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. I like seafood too. I like it too. So I will definitely be having some as much as I can between the crab leg feast or crab feast and the sushi and whatever else I can get up to. So he is the partners with his cousin on two boats, Northwest. Oh, okay. Well, yes, that's the show. And those are some of the boat names that I'm talking about. That is amazing. I had some of the best salmon ever in Alaska. With that said, yes, Alaska is another. I'm sorry, salmon is another. Can't can't miss. You must have when you're there. Can you? I mean, I'm sure it's super expensive, but can you ship like fresh salmon home? Is that a thing? Um, the salmon is unbelievable there. Well, you guys, thank you so much for keeping me company this morning and joining my Alaska fascination and chat. Thanks so much for all the information, Ross. Keep it coming. You too, Scott. You guys keep it coming. I will definitely keep asking and keep talking about it and letting you know how I go with my preparations, my search for wool socks. I mean, I think this is a real thing. This might be a little bit of a challenge here in this area, but I will not be afraid of Amazon or any of the online retailers. Um, yes, there are stores that sell salmon and ship it to you. I'm sure it's not inexpensive. Sure, it's worth it, but it'll cost you a pretty penny, I'm sure. I hope the weather stays calm. Yeah, in general here now, Etta, or in Alaska, or both, all of the above. Yeah, I hope the weather. Um, I am sailing with Carnival. Yes, I'll be sailing. What is that? The Carnival Spirit, I believe, is the ship. Everyone have a great weekend. I'll see a few of you this evening. Absolutely, you'll be surprised by how affordable it is. Oh, awesome! Well, I will consider that like an excursion. Keep that in mind. Yes. Again, thank you guys so much. I will be talking about all things Alaska and Alaska cruising as we continue on and continue with the preparations. I appreciate it so much, you guys, being with me and talking me through and keeping me company. Still nursing this flu, and I should probably get in out of the damp, so I'm going to do that now. You're going to have a blast. I sure hope so. So, oh, you're going to be on the encore. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. And again, for just another reminder, Meet and I Award Show is tonight. Thank you guys in advance if you supported and voted, and but watch too. Make some new friends, meet some new channels, spread the word, help us all grow and meet and do reach these YouTube goals. Definitely appreciate it. So have a nice weekend, you guys. Stay safe, stay warm or dry, depending on where you are. And I will be back on Monday for the Monday mood check to be determined whether or not there'll be cooking involved yet. Are you going to catch a can? Um, honestly, I have to look at the itinerary again. I don't remember, and I'm also like totally foggy because I've been watching so many other so many other channels. I'm not sure if I am or not. Okay, I'll see you later. Coco wants to cuddle. Nothing better than doggo cuddles. Enjoy. Weather today up the coast, maybe East Coast, maybe sketchy. Yeah. Yes. So everybody be careful. Mood check. Thanks, Scott. Yes, I will see if you can't join on Monday night. I understand we're talking about your schedule, but the replay is all good. Watch me later. Thumb me up, share me out. I appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Stay well, stay safe, stay dry, all that good stuff. And keep talking about cruises. Bye.